Okay, are we good?
We are good. I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
I cannot hear Crissy now. Can you hear me, Crissy?
I can hear you.
Oh, that is my speaker. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, hang on 1 second.
We were fine just a minute ago.
Oh, no. What did I do? Did I do something? Did I mess it up? Oh, no.
Hello?
Did I mess it up? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. I'm good. I didn't touch anything, I swear.
Okay. At first, hi, everyone. Welcome into the amateur hour at Flippin Hippos. At first, I thought it was my phone going off with an emergency alert. It's been raining here nonstop for 2 weeks, and we've had a lot of flood warnings. So I moved my phone over there. It's my speakers.
Oh, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I switched to my inner speakers on my laptop. So
okay, good. Okay, good.
I really as soon as we went live, that noise started, and I thought, oh, it's my phone, because we've been getting those emergency broadcast thingies all week for floods.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
No,
we haven't had any emergency stuff around here, and the weather that you guys had kind of came down here, and it was nasty, blew all kinds of stuff everywhere, but we didn't have the tornado warnings or flood warnings or anything. So did you guys get any of that?
Where are you at?
Florida.
No, we're in Pittsburgh, so we had thunderstorms, like really good ones. I love thunderstorms, and lots of rain, and we have lots of rivers here, so lots of flooding. We live on the top of a hill, so we're okay, but
good.
Other people's basements flooded, and it's now 30 degrees and snowing outside.
Man.
I know you love it.
I know you love it here. Yeah.
I do love it here. Just this time of year, it's really weird, because you'll have a day where it's 80 degrees and you have to put the air conditioning on, and the next day you got to turn the heat back on because it's 30 and snowing.
That's insane.
But sorry about that. I don't know what is going. I can show you as soon as I turn them on.
Oh, that's so weird.
I don't know. They're mad at me. All right, so and it was right when we came on was when it started.
Yeah. That is weird.
So things always happen on my live shows because I am a professional and I do this for a living. But we'll say hello, everybody. Welcome in. We're live on a Friday afternoon. It is April 5th, and I'm here with my friend Crissy.
Hi.
Christy's here. She's not home yet, but she wanted to say have a good show.
Thank you, Christy.
And Jay missed last week. Dang, HDAD got me distracted, so it was too late. Actually, last week I didn't have one, Jay, so you're good. You got distracted and you didn't get a notification. So the last Friday of each month, I'm not going to be doing a live. I'll be doing a new series called Final Fridays. And the first one went up last Friday. It's just to kind of give me a break once a month from having to go live.
Yeah.
You didn't miss anything, Jay. And I'm actually coming up in May. I'm going to be doing a special show with Robert for my birthday and taking a month off after that.
A month?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be awesome.
I'll be doing pre-recorded, but no live shows.
Yeah.
And then in June, I'll be back with something really exciting.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait. It'll be fantastic.
Well, yeah. Hopefully you'll be a part of it. So just to kind of give a hint out, I've told most of my guests, I'll be inviting everybody that's been on the show back again, but 2 at a time, randomly. So first come, first serve, signing up on the schedule. Whenever people are available, they're going to be put on the calendar. And so it'll just be randomly paired up, and we'll have panels of people that sell all kinds of stuff from all walks of life.
I love it.
It'll be really cool. So
I love it. I love it so much.
All right. So that's all said. It is the 1st of April. Guys, your taxes are due in 10 days. So either get your, what is it? Why am I having a brain fart? I did it last year when you asked an extension. There you go.
Yes, extensions.
Get your extensions in or get your taxes done. We'll be spending all day Thursday finalizing ours, and we file our own.
Same.
Yeah, we keep really good spreadsheets and accounting all year. Keith made spreadsheets for us, and we just do it ourselves.
Do you, pardon my ignorance, but do you also share your spreadsheets? Like, do you have, if anybody ever asked, and has anybody ever asked you to be like, hey, you know, do you have like a blank spreadsheet that you share to say, okay, this is what I do, you know?
People ask, but no, because ours are very, very personalized. They have, he's included down to all of our personal bills and.
Oh, okay. I got you. Not like a basic kind of.
It's not like a basic tax form. It's like he sat when GoDaddy went away. Remember when GoDaddy had the accounting that
I do, because Mike from Mike and Orlando Pure Hustle was very upset when that happened.
So when they went away, he spent an entire weekend with some Excel spreadsheets and created, and for us, they're perfect, but I don't really share them with other people because they have like our phone bill and our gas.
Sure. Yeah.
But he created these really great sheets. We have outgoing and incoming. So we have our income, and we have all of our bills and our groceries and everything we spend money on. And we just sit down once a week and plug the numbers in. And at the end of the year, we just take those numbers and plug them into our taxes.
That makes sense. I know, Coco, hi Coco. I know, who is it? Ginger
Marvin.
Thank you. I was like, they have ones too, but I wasn't sure if that was something you guys had also done.
Yeah, no, I told Keith to make them more generic so I could share them, and he's like, "Oh, but I already did all the work."
Yeah, for sure.
They're very personalized, and they add everything up and subtract. They're pretty good.
Yeah,
I could never have made them. I'm not a math or a spreadsheet person.
No, it's taken me. I'm still learning a lot of that. Crissy has helped me with some stuff. Like, she has given me some ideas about what to put in things, and my husband does all of our taxes. So when I started, he was telling me I need to do A, B, and C, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why do I have to do this? This is so hard. I don't understand why this is so hard. Like, why do I have to calculate the tax on taxes? Like, I pay tax on the tax. And he's like, write it down. Just keep the receipt and put it in the spread. It's not that hard. You just put it in the spreadsheet. Every day when you go outsourcing, just put it in the spreadsheet. It's not that hard. I'm like, I know it's not that hard. Why are you mansplaining this? He's like, because you're not doing it. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, we do our company. We just do it. We just said we have to force ourselves. We don't like it. We don't wanna. Yeah. Every Thursday, we're like, it's accounting day.
But now it's habit. Now it's
like did possums. Like, I don't want to do it. Nobody wants to do it, but you just gotta. So we pick a day.
And now it's a habit. It's like a healthy habit. It's like, and I don't source a lot anymore because I have so much now. But like when I do, now it's my healthy habit. So it's like, you know,
it's part of my routines. You probably know I have like strict routines, and I do things. So every Thursday after lunch, we do our accounting, and then we do an office clear out. So I build up bags of inventory that I'm photographing all week, and they only get put away once a week. And it's funny when something sells fast, because he'll come up from the garage in the morning. I didn't find that. Is that up here? That was here. Why didn't you look at the date on this perfectly?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just part of our routine now. But see, when I started this business, it was already his business, and he's the math guy. So we just had good habits and tax stuff from the beginning. But if I was doing this on my own, I feel like after the first year, it would have been a hot mess, and I would have had to hire somebody to help me.
It was a bit of a mess. The first year, it was challenging. It still is a little bit challenging because I'm still learning. I feel like the first 2 or 3 years, you're like a toddler, you know, because people will say, oh, you're, you know, you really know what you're doing. And I'm like, I'm still a toddler. Like, I'm still learning. I know what I'm doing ish. You know what I mean? I know enough to get me by, but I still am learning. I don't think that I know everything, because nobody, I think, knows everything. Because if they do, then I don't want to know you. I want people that are constantly learning things. I want to know people that are always wanting to do things that grow their mind. You know what I mean? like, I know you listen to podcasts and I know you listen to like all these cool things that just encourage you to just stimulate your brain. And I want people like that in my life.
I
And I
listen to
want
true crime. I mean,
I know, but that still stimulates you. It still makes you, it still makes your brain keep going.
yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like it just.
Yeah. My friend Dana from Those Perfectly always says, when you stop learning, you're dead.
Agree. I totally
You're always
agree.
learning. Now, I don't necessarily feel like a toddler. I kind of feel like maybe I'm in middle school or like a freshman in high school at this reselling business, but I'm always going to be learning because like I'm starting jewelry this year. I don't know stuff about jewelry.
Yeah.
And I'm learning.
Oh my gosh. Jewelry is, and when my son makes, oh my gosh. So can I just take a minute to tell you about this? So my son made not dragons, they're dinosaurs, right? So he took dinosaurs and he took dragon's eyes, and it's a piece of jewelry. They're like this big, and he took like 3 or 4 pieces of those, and they're really pricey pieces of jewelry. And then he put other pieces of, beads, and not buttons, but they were like just gems and different beads. But he took like expensive pieces of jewelry and he put them in this art, and he priced for like $30. And I was like, no, we gotta increase that price, buddy. Like, those are like, that's jewels. Like, those are jewelries. That's like pricey pieces, honey. And he goes, I don't care. He's like, it's beautiful. I don't really care what it's all jewelry. It's all jewels. It's beautiful. And I'm like, great. We're going to take that price tag off and we're going to put $98 on there. And he's like, okay, that's fine with me. And it doesn't matter to him. He's just like, it's
whatever.
jewelry.
I had fun making it.
Yep. He's like, it's pretty. It's pretty. But he doesn't know until you don't know until you know. And to him, it was just like, they all coordinate. They're beautiful. Doesn't matter. He knows what mother pearl is because he looks for that. He knows what that is because it's a specific type of shiny, but everything else, not yet. But yes, I love jewelry. So sidebar.
I'm going to address some comments real quick.
Okay.
Routines are the best way to set yourself up for success every day, every week, every month of the year. And you don't have to wait for Monday or next month. I mean, you can literally decide tonight that on Saturday mornings, I'm going to start going for a walk and start that tomorrow. Yeah. It does take 30 days to implement a new habit. So you have to force yourself to do something for 30 days in a row before it becomes automatic or on pilot or whatever, autopilot. So just keep that in mind when you want to start routines. You have to force yourself to do them, and then they become natural. But I have OCD diagnosed. I don't just throw numbers or letters around. And I have to have them to thrive. My anxiety will go off the hook to the point where I cannot function if I don't have my routines.
Yeah.
And if you have ADHD or whatever you have, figure out what you have and what you need and do that. Yeah. But routines will set you up for so much success because there are days when I get up, maybe it's my anxiety, maybe it's my bad back, maybe it's the thunderstorm, which is a trigger for my migraines. I've had migraines for 2 weeks because of these storms. I don't want to work, but it's ingrained in my head that I get up, I make the bed, I take a shower, I do the shipping, I do this, I do that. And before I know it, it's 2:00 and I've already done half my work because it's just in order.
I agree. Yep.
I'm really thirsty today.
I know, me too. Well, speaking of migraines, I had one today before I got here, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a nap. I'm just going to have my nap. I'm going to have my little snack, and it worked. And I have gabapentin that I take, so that helped too. So routine.
Yep. I have Imitrex, and I've been, they give me dry mouth though. And I try not to take Imitrex, but I mean, we've had thunderstorms every single day, and that's one of my triggers.
Yeah.
So, hello from North Carolina. Thank you for everything you do to help us resellers. I appreciate all your hard work. Thank you for taking the time to answer questions. So you're absolutely welcome. I love to teach. Crissy's really good on her Instagram. You guys should be following her.
Thank you.
All her information is down below, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
And if you have questions, ask away. We're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to address all the comments, and I'm going to steer Crissy into talking a little bit more about her reselling. I'm going to steer her. But once we talk about her business, we're also going to talk about the fact that she is an autism mom, and she does a lot for charities and for autism. It is National Autism Awareness Month.
Yeah.
So this is the first Friday of the month, and I'm glad that you're here for this month. I mean, who better?
Thank you.
Before I was a reseller, I worked in the healthcare field, and my last job was working in group homes and day centers with adults with disabilities. And the highest percentage that we worked with, more than any other disability, physical or mental, was people with autism. So it's close to my heart too. Some of my people I fell in love with had autism, and we would do charities and stuff too. So
That's awesome.
Just followed you. Just kind of going through, just to make sure we don't miss any. Hey, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate the support.
Thank you.
I'm working on strict routines. Routines, actually, I think they're probably more beneficial for people with ADHD, because someone like me, I need them so my anxiety doesn't go nuts, but I know that, so I do it to keep myself from getting anxious. People with ADHD don't need the routines. They can just la 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 and do whatever they want all day. You guys need those to stay on task, I think.
Yes.
All right. So just tell us real quick how you became a reseller.
Okay. So I started a long time ago, just as like a hobby. And so that's how I started my first store. First, eBay, not store, but eBay, opened my eBay thing. But then it was just like a hobby. So I didn't do it like I do now. But when the pandemic hit, I didn't have COVID, but I got sick. And so that's kind of how it started, is because I was not able to work anymore. And so I developed something called vestibular neuritis. And that is when you have issues with your vestibular system. And so when you get like a cold or something, how like you feel the weirdness in your ears, and you get dizzy or whatever. Well, imagine that times 100 when you can't walk and you can't do all the things. Your body is all like messed up. And so I got to that point where I couldn't walk. I couldn't do any of those things because my body wouldn't allow me to. And so I had to kind of do all those things again. And it was really challenging. So I couldn't work. So I did short-term disability, long-term disability. And then eventually I just couldn't return back to work doing what I have done for years, 5.5 years. So I was like, I just started watching YouTube and seeing what I could do at home and being with Bradley. And I'm like, okay, well, we've got stuff around the house. I could sell things, pretty good at selling. That's what I did. And so I looked it up and, watched some YouTube channel, guys. And I was like, hey, I could do this. It's eBay. I can do eBay. And then I just dove into it, and there you go.
What did you do? What was your other job before?
I was a personal banker.
Okay.
Yeah. I loved it. And I taught, so I did personal banking. So like opening up checking accounts, things like that, savings accounts. But then I also got to go out into low income areas and teach financial wellness. And so I really enjoyed that. Yeah. And so I was able to teach classes. So
Crissy was a Dave Ramsey.
we actually had like a esque, right? So Dave Ramsey-esque, because we weren't allowed to say Dave Ramsey. So we were allowed to say what we had, right? And so I was really excited because I was able to get like several families mortgages. And it was the best feeling, from teaching them how to budget, to saving, to mortgages. And it just is the best feeling when you have parents that want to better themselves and help themselves out of where they are. And it's just like one of the best feelings in the whole world to just get that hug and those calls. And it's like, it's just one of the best feelings in the whole world to have your clients, call you and say, I got my first couch, and oh my gosh, my child is getting, his first backpack. You know what I mean? Just things like that. It just warms your heart. So yeah, that was one of my biggest joys of banking, of that part. Yeah.
I can say that about my old job too.
Yeah.
About a lot of it. That was just the best feeling in the whole world every day. teaching
Yep.
someone to tie their shoes, or helping them
Yeah.
to eat, or helping them to navigate a new job in the community, or
Yeah.
helping them to learn how to read. I miss it all the time.
Yeah.
But I
But
can't.
then I don't.
I can't go back either because of my back.
Yeah.
That's how I got hurt. It was one of my girls threw herself out of a van and I picked her up.
Yeah.
But
no,
I can't, and I miss it. So I teach on YouTube and I try to help people here just to try to get that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, I love you and I love teaching, but a little bit of this is a little selfish because I need that. I'm helping people feeling that I always had. I was always a nurturer. I always took care of people my whole life. Okay, so you are a lot like me. You became a reseller because you had no choice.
Yes. Yeah.
It was go on disability for the rest of your life or find something you can do from home.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I love it. I absolutely, and I found some people online. I found Rachel and I was like, oh my gosh, Rachel Strickland wants to be my friend. Okay. I was like, oh my gosh, fangirling all over the place. And then I met Christy and Coco and Mary and you and all these other people. And I'm like, there are people on YouTube that want to talk to me. Why?
People like you. That's what I go to these events and people are like, oh my God, you're talking to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a real person just like you. I get really sarcastic about it, but I'm like, I'm a human being and I want friends and connections too.
I mean, seriously, yeah. When I met Trish and Teresa, I literally, because I didn't know them at the time, but they met me because I was fangirling so hard that I was crying when I was meeting Josh and Haley. Like not sobbing, but like hyperventilating. And they're like, okay, what's your name? I'm like, Crissy. And they're like, okay, calm down. They're humans just like you. And I'm like, are they? And I mean, they are awesome people. And it's like, so it's just hysterical. Just kind of like how people are when you meet them, I did the same thing. You know who Josh Duhamel is? Cameron Matheson.
No.
He used to play on a this is horrible, but I'm going to admit it on YouTube. So he used to play on General Hospital. And my friends and I were in New York. And we went to Good Morning America. And you know how they used to do the live show in Bryant Park?
Yes.
So we got to go and we were standing in the back. So her husband and I was standing in the back because they had like the tall people in the back and the short people in the front. So we're watching somebody's, I can't remember, it doesn't really matter now, but somebody doing barbecue or whatever, and they're in the front and they're doing barbecue. Well, here comes Cameron Matheson, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Cameron Matheson is right there in front of me. And I'm trying my best to hold my composure way in the back, right? And there's like 6 rows on the bleachers. And so my best friend at the time, she's in the very front. And he's over there and he's talking to everybody. And he's like, would anybody like a picture? I kid you not. I come from the back row. Whoa, out of my way. I mean, I could not plow down these people fast enough. Hit the fear on his face. Poor guy. I don't know. Thankfully, security didn't push me out. But I mean, it was pretty scary. I was like, I have seen other people. I've never reacted like that in my whole entire life.
So I'm so chill and like non-fangirl. You
Never
guys
done
know
that.
how much I love Stephen King, right? I've been reading him since I was 11 years old. If I saw him out in public, I would probably literally just walk up to him and be like, yo, Steve, what's up?
Right?
Like we knew each other.
You do it.
I just
every single
myself. Like the first meetup I ever went to was eBay Open 2018, eBay Open 2018. And there were people I wanted to meet. And I was like, just waddling over. And Keith's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm inserting myself and I'm saying hello to people that I want to be friends with.
Absolutely.
I'm like, well, I'm not fangirling, so I'm not as like, no offense to Crissy, but I'm not like annoying. Like,
I don't know where that came from. All the other people, and we saw other people, like we saw literally in New York. I was like, hi, how are you? Can I get a picture with you? Of course you can. Because I was just very chill. I'm like, hi, how are you, Star? Can I get a picture with you? Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much. Da, 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 da. Have a nice day. Thank you. very chill with everybody. But for some reason, I'm like, move out of my way. I mean, it was embarrassing.
Okay, well, there's an asterisk. If
I
I met Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
I think I would probably knock down Keith and step on his face. Get out of my way! It's Ryan Reynolds.
We would both be holding hands running down there.
Ryan! And Blake would be there too.
Sorry, Keith, move out the way. We pick up Keith just to bulldoze, pick him up and use him as a, what is it called when you bolt tear down doors? We pull him down.
Demolished.
Yeah.
Betty White was a class act, man. Everybody's talking about Betty White over here.
Who's
she
that?
was a good one. Betty White.
Oh, Betty White. I would have fangirled over her too.
I think I would have popped up and been like, "Hi, Betty.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching you since I was 10."
Yeah, I've been like, "Can I be your best friend ever?"
Okay, I loved her in Lake Placid when she dropped the F-bomb because she's being the sassy old lady, and it's so like not normal for her. So if I would have ever been able to met her, I would have been like, Betty, can you just drop the F-bomb just once?
Just once. Can I put it on? Can you just put it like on my? Can I just press record? Can I just?
Can
record
you just find my shirt? F you, love Betty White.
And then I'm gonna get it just right here. Can I just get a tattoo?
Okay, so we got way off tangent. That's fine.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
What kind of things do you sell?
I sell everything. Honestly, I sell anything shiny. I love shiny glass. I love hard goods, clothing, a little bit of jewelry. Not a whole lot, but I love jewelry. I don't sell a lot of it, but I have it. I sell. What else do I sell? Like everything, literally. Like toys, almost everything. I don't sell a lot of. I sell shoes, but I don't go seeking them unless they're new. I don't like to clean them because I'm weird. I have
shoes are disgusting. I'm not touching other people's toe sweat. I don't care how much money I make.
Good. Same page. I do have a little bit of I'm not a germaphobe, although I am like ish, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah. So kind of, yeah. Now if they're my friend's shoes and they're like, here, do you want them? I'm like, sure. Because I kind of know my friends, but if I won't go seeking them, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I sell all kinds of stuff. I sell all kinds of goodies. So I'm gonna all around.
Sorry, I had a phone call.
That's okay.
Just send it to voicemail. So I'm with you on shoes. They're disgusting. I am a germaphobe. That's a whole nother video. So you're an everything seller, but what's your favorite thing to sell?
Everything shiny. Like I love like swung vases, and I love
oh my god, everything shiny.
shiny, sparkly.
You do a lot of glass?
I love glass. Yes. I love carnival glass, milk glass. Yeah. And I collect it. So I don't have a whole lot of it, but I do. I'm very particular. But yeah, I love it. Yeah. Love it.
Taking some notes on you here. No. Where do you sell at? Which platforms?
I sell mostly eBay and then Poshmark, Mercari-ish. I mean, Mercari doesn't do well for me, but although I do crosspost there, so it's fine. And then recently Depop. So,
and whatnot. The live shows and whatnot. And you do some of your charities on there as well, right?
Yes. For the Autism Society of Greater Orlando.
So tell us a little bit about your charity work with the Autism Society of Greater Orlando.
I had to do it like that, right? So we have been here, and I say we because we've kind of done it since I've been here since the beginning. We have been here almost 30 years. So Bradley is going to be 30 this month, and ASGO has been here about 20, let me see, they've been in fruition since 1997. So about almost 30 years. So since Bradley was diagnosed, we've been with the Autism Society. We're a local organization. We're all community based. So we don't do any kind of research or anything. It's all community. So that's what we do. We do anything with within our community, meaning that we do like events, we support like the local law enforcement. So our president does a lot of the local law. Let me try that again in English. We do local law enforcement trainings throughout the state. She's actually been invited out of the state, which is pretty cool because that's a big deal. You know, as you know, it's a big deal because a lot of our kids, adults specifically, you know, to hey you, hey kid, hey punk. That's not what we've taught them, you know, just to respond to. And so they often get labeled as, you know, a threat or a punk or a misdemeanor, you know, because, or not a misdemeanor, but, you know, just somebody that's not going to listen. And so they get arrested or something negative can happen to them because they're just not responding appropriately according to law enforcement. And so we're training them to notice the attributes of autism, you know, the things that make a person feel that, you know, they could possibly have those autistic traits basically. So, so we do all kinds of stuff, like I said, around the community. So we have, like, for example, we have the walk. That's the one that we just did the benefit for, and we raised last count. So we should have the final counts this weekend because we still had money coming in. So last weekend we had our big walk. So it was about 2,000 people came, and it was, thank you so much. About 2,000 people came, and we raised $115,000 of our $150,000 goal, which was pretty awesome. We still need the 150, but, you know, obviously we'll take what we can get, right? And then we had just so many people come in, and it was fantastic. We had new people come in, which is great because we always want new. We love our families, but we also want like our new people. The convention center, which was right there that you saw, that's our president. The convention center is giant. So you guys, that's my son. Yeah. And that's the art table. So that's where we send their art. Yeah. The art program that we're part of. Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. And the convention center is giant, like just giant. So we get that whole North Concourse. So they fill it. We fill it. We got vendors. We have silent auction. We have an egg hunt in the conference rooms that fills 3 conference rooms. It's really a big event, and it's a lot of fun. And it's for 4 hours. So we open the doors at 8. The kickoff starts at 9. They walk around the whole concourse. And I think you can do it like 3.5 times. And that's 3K or 5K. I don't know, but I'm always at a table, so I'm good. I don't have to walk it.
Little cows. Look at the cows.
Yeah. So we have the Chick-fil-A. We have all kinds of entertainment there. We have
for it, right?
I'm sorry?
This is when you were setting up for it?
Yes. Yeah. That was that was the day before. Yeah, that's the day before. And that's when our adults set up. So adults get they unload from the actual office into the truck. Hysterical. They like literally love to load the truck. Like that's what they live for. They're like, we can't wait. We're going to load the truck. That's what we're going to do. They crack me up.
Aww.
And it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. This is really cool. So you're part of the organization of Orlando, and you guys do these fundraisers to raise money for your local autism society. So if you guys want to help your own communities, I'm sure that all communities have a society for autism or other disabilities. If I was going to say that's what you're into, I'm into helping anybody.
Agreed.
Most people kind of flock towards whatever they have in their family. Keith's younger brother has autism. So we're, you know, it's close to us. It's what I used to work with. I also wanted to just inject my own personal opinion on the law enforcement thing. I think that's wonderful. And I think it should be with all disabilities across the board, because a lot of, I say, lay people that aren't familiar with the disability community don't understand those signs or those cues of people who are different from us. And I remember when I was in, I want to say middle school, there was a deaf woman in Tucson, where I was born and raised, Tucson, Arizona. There was a deaf woman who was actually shot by a police officer because she wasn't communicating and he thought she was flashing gang signs and she was just trying to sign. And then she was trying to reach for a card to show him that she was deaf and mute, and she ended up getting shot. But I think that was like in the 80s. So
yeah.
Right.
We've come a long way since then for sure.
But I just think it's so important because people who have autism or people who are deaf or people who are blind or people who just have learning disabilities, period, or even brain traumas later in life that make them have these disabilities, they react differently than we would. If a police officer tells me stop, my hands are going in the air, I'm stopping.
Absolutely.
They don't have that ability to do that sometimes. And the law enforcement needs to be able to see that person probably has some kind of disability. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt before we tackle them to the ground.
Exactly. Well, and people with autism also have asphyxiation. I can't say that word right. Asphyxiation issues. So the breathing issues. And so when you're laying them down a certain way, they don't know to move their head. So it's like, like we would know to like move or to say, hey, I can't breathe. They don't have that communication skill all the time. And from a young age, we're always teaching our kids. I always say we always. So I'm going to speak like I would speak. So I've always taught my son, look at me when I'm talking to you. And I don't say, look at me when I'm talking to you. I say, look at me. Where are my eyes? Where are you? Marco Polo. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Where are you? Here I am. Those kinds of things. So we've taught those things for us. So our group of people that we are with kind of have that same logic. You know what I mean? Like as a whole, we all kind of have that same thought process of, look at me. What's your name? How old are you? What's your age? It's not, but if you and I talk, where do you live? You're going to tell me your address. If I ask him, where does he live? He's going to say Orlando, or he's going to say Florida. He's not going to tell me his address.
Well, if you ask his brother, he lives with mom.
Yeah. See,
he'll tell you by the Walmart or whatever. It's
Absolutely.
different. And they don't have the eye contact ability. So I like the fact that you're saying, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
And then
because it hurts them.
Yes. And the stimming. A lot of people don't know that when they get excited, they can start doing things like this. And a cop could misconstrue.
Yep. For drugs.
Yes. Absolutely.
So I put that on my Facebook page. About like stemming. As a matter of fact, I put that because he's got slinkies. My son collects slinkies, the plastic ones, and he knows he can't use metal tangles, so you got to do plastic, and there's certain plastics too, and he's even got like wood blocks, and he's got like Uno blocks, so it's got like all kinds of stuff, but specific things, and he'll use them for stem sticks and water bottles, depending on where we are. So, but he has them and he keeps them all over the house. And I'm always, so I'll take pictures and stuff. And I'm like, more items around the house, kind of things like that. But it's those STEM things that they always have, and it's stuff and it helps them calm down. But he, at a later age, he's got smaller ones too. He'll be like, I'll say, do you have this? Do you have this? Did you put deodorant on, brush your teeth, brush your hair? All these things. And I'm like, and slinky. What color slinky are you bringing today? Which one do you have? And one day he brought a small one. I'm like, why are you bringing a tiny one? He goes, it's not as noticeable. Okay, cool beans. Let's do it. Yeah. I was like, that's pretty awesome. But it was his, not me. I don't care. Do you, buddy? Be you. Don't let anybody else like me. That way.
We talked about this before we came on live, but behind you is something he did. I want you to show.
Yeah, check it. So we bought this actually. He made this for the auction, and my husband bought it.
Look at that.
Isn't that pretty?
That's beautiful.
Yep. Because he doesn't do the puzzle piece; he does the infinity. Yep.
Which I hear the puzzle piece is kind of going out of favor. More people are liking the infinity, and there's just different. There's all different kinds of, not memes, but like little gifts that you can use for autism under autism awareness that aren't so much the puzzle piece anymore.
Yeah.
One of my friends who has a daughter that has autism said they don't like the puzzle piece because it makes it's a single puzzle piece, and it makes her feel like her daughter's always that one piece that never fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not like inclusive.
That's what he said too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not going to fight back, because I'm like, it's how you feel. Because if that's how you feel, then that's what I want you to tell me about. Because he can tell me. So as long as he can share these things with me, I want him to tell me how he feels, and I'm not going to push back about it. And I want to be that mom that's like, okay, tell me about how you feel about these things, you know, but also respect that there are others that feel differently about it. So just feel the way you feel, and let's go move on with it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like,
maybe
I'm not
he likes
gonna.
the infinity piece. Maybe she likes the puzzle piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I mean, everybody needs to learn that, whether you have autism or not. We all just need to let everybody do whatever they want to do to make them happy, as long as we're not hurting anybody else.
Amen.
Right? And I talk about that on this channel all the time, as far as like a reselling business.
I agree.
There are so many people who will tell you how to run your business and what's right or wrong. Their bills are not your bills. No. So don't let anybody else tell you how to run your business.
No.
We do a lot of volume, and I just recorded my poop parade this morning with all my and stuff.
Yeah.
And that works for me.
Yeah.
I don't need other people to tell me that it's wrong. If it doesn't work for you, I don't care, because it works for me, right?
Yeah. I saw that. I watched your video, and I was like, you know, because I talk about that to my friends about, you know, I'm like, should I sell this little piece? Should I sell this little piece? And what should I do with this? What should I do with this? And so I just put it in a pile for later. And your point is valid. It's like, just save it for later. Like, don't worry about it right now. Just put it in a pile and do it later. Don't make it a priority. Do your priorities and save it for later, and then get to it when you get to it, because that's your poop pile.
But I'm still not going to throw it away.
I'm sorry?
I'm still not going to throw it away.
No, but you can save it for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I actually did my very first poop parade video. I recorded it this morning. So I calculated all the poop I sold and how much profit I made.
Oh, good.
I won't give anything away because I want people to watch it, but I will tell you I make $75 an hour on my poop.
Love it.
So I pay my bills, right? But yeah, I say that all the time. Like, I like to read a lot, and Keith likes to play a lot of video games. And for people that are very social and like to go outside and like to do things, they look at people like this and like, how do you sit there and read all day? How do you sit and play video games all day? And I'm like, how do you watch football all day?
You know, and the funny thing is, like, while you're watching your true crimes, you're working.
Yeah. Or I do read a lot, but it's my priority. I don't watch TV shows at night. I don't do the death scroll on TikTok. I don't get on social media. TikTok. I read. That's what I do. But anybody that wants to judge you, I guarantee you they do something that you don't like, so you can just turn it right back around on them. Like, how do you sports all day? How do you sports? How do you do that? I just sit there
and watch football all day.
How do you go outside and socialize with people? My anxiety.
How do you have time to do all that? How?
I read more than is probably.
That's awesome.
I read about 20 books a month, y'all.
That's amazing. Wow.
But it's a priority for me.
That's amazing. I love it.
I don't really watch TV shows. If I watch movies, I stick to them like once a week. Like I'll watch a movie once a week.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And if I'm in line at the grocery, I read on my phone. I have Kindle Unlimited and that Libby app, the library.
Okay.
So if I'm at the doctor's office, I'm in line at the grocery store. If I'm stirring food, I'm like constantly reading. But it's a priority for me. But there are people who like sports, so I'm making light, like how do I sports all day? But listen, if you want to buy box office seats and spend all your eBay proceeds every year on going to football games, and that's what makes you happy, it's not just for me. Cheers, but it's not for me. But just don't judge other people. It just really drives me insane.
Yeah.
When people judge other people for what they like to do. It's not affecting you. Me reading is not affecting you. Me reading 20 books a month is not taking food out of Crissy's son's mouth. No. It is not making you not sell anything on Macari. It is not making you not pay your car note. Like, leave me alone. I'm not affecting anyone else.
Absolutely. It's so funny. It's like my doctor told me that. She's like, well, how do you go to sleep at night? Like, what is your pattern? I'm like, well, I watch shows and then I'm on my laptop and I'm working, like listing. And then I do that until like 10:30. And then I'm watching shows and then I'm on Instagram and then I go to bed and then I read, because that's how I don't read books because it hurts my eyes, but then I'll read like on YouTube, I'll read the closed captions and that's how I go to sleep. And she's like, you probably have a lot of stimulation from the phone. You might want to, decrease that. And I'm like, okay.
Tell her yes, but no. Like my doctor told me that once too, because I have severe insomnia. And I'm like, listen, if I don't read a book, I'm going to lay there and stare at the ceiling.
Yeah, I do fall asleep that way though, because I can read the closed captioning on things, and that's how I fall asleep.
That's what Keith does to go to sleep.
Yeah,
but
I fall asleep.
Like I have a sleeping pill, but yeah, let's admit this on YouTube. Just told you I don't talk
about. I have medication to help me fall asleep, but also in conjunction with the pills, I also read.
I don't take mine. I don't.
Why not?
Because they knock me out so hard, I'm terrified my house will burn down and I won't know.
Well, cut it in half.
Then I can't sleep. It's a whole thing. I've been in insomnia for 30 plus years. 30 plus years. We have been experimenting with different medications and trying different things. We have found one thing that'll work, and it puts me out. But like somebody could break into the house and murder Keith next to me, and I wouldn't know.
Wow. Yeah. So you need something that's like that'll like make you go to sleep, but also if there is a storm, the murder, death, kill thing, then you'll be okay.
Right. Those things, they don't work. I actually have tried Ambien before and listened to what I would do.
I have done. Okay, go ahead.
Keith would catch me outside in the woods, barefoot, just walking around at night, looking for animals. That's what I would tell him when he was like, "What are you doing?" And I don't have any memory of this. I'm looking for the animals. I'm looking for the animals.
Oh, sorry.
I would stand in front of the fridge and eat. So Ambien is not for me. But what I do have, it's just not like if I go like a couple of weeks with very little sleep and I'm just at my wit's end and I really want to sleep, I will take one. But I have to tell Keith, like, I'm taking one of my sleeping pills. So if the house catches on fire, you need to just grab me by the hair and just pull me out the house. I'm not waking up.
Have you tried Lunesta?
Doesn't work.
Oh, okay. So I can't do Ambien because I go like this. Ooh, it's like 70s, that whole where everything goes like in like slow mode, but everything like stays here and it goes like that. Yeah. No.
Oh no, I go to sleep, but then I do things in my sleep. And Keith says my eyes are open.
Yeah, no.
And I'm out like in the middle of the street. What are you doing? You don't have shoes on. I have shoes on. I'm looking for the deer. They're my friends.
Yeah, that would scare me, Star. I wouldn't want you to take that either. Yeah, no.
So I take it's not a sleeping pill. It's a different medication. But one of its side effects is severe sedation. So doctors prescribe it off label for people with severe insomnia. And severe sedation is no joke.
I just take my muscle relaxer.
It just doesn't. Oh, I had muscle relaxers when I first hurt my back. I could take one, and my insomnia is no joke. It's a whole thing.
I have a friend like that too, though. She has bad insomnia too, and she's taken like just a lot of different medications, and it's bad too. It's just not. It's
everybody always wants to help and be so helpful that they bless y'all's hearts. Have you tried this? Have you tried? I'm like, since I was 11 years old, I've had problems sleeping, and since then I've had certain things happen in my life that have not helped and caused PTSD. The PTSD that happens with this. Yeah. So. Yeah.
And like, even she'll even say like, I think I've heard you say, because you've mentioned insomnia before, I think like hot baths and hot showers and, she's even tried like oils and stuff and it's like nothing works. And she'll do like a good couple of solid hours or 3, or she might even get like 3 or 4. And she's like, oh, I got 4 hours of sleep. And I'm like,
that's exciting.
I mean, but for her, it's great. And so I of course, I embrace that because I'm like, that's amazing for her because I get 6 hours and I'm happy. And I'm like, holy smokes, I got 6 hours. She's like, that's amazing. And I'm like, you got 4 hours. That's amazing. It's crazy that our bodies, you know what I like, they don't allow us that relaxation that we need.
No, it's just, and like here, he can literally go in at night. Like I said, he'll look at his phone for a little bit, like at videos and read the captions.
Yeah.
And he's usually kind of setting up. Then he puts the phone down and scoots down to lay down, and he decides he's going to sleep.
He's out.
He's asleep. He decides he's out. He's out.
Yeah.
I hate him.
I hope he can fall asleep.
I'm so jealous.
He can fall asleep anywhere. Like legit, you invite us out to dinner over at your house, we'll be talking, and he'll be asleep.
My dad had narcolepsy. He was like that. You couldn't even go to the movie theaters with him. He was so embarrassing. At the movies when I was a teenager, I'm like, Dad, stop.
Okay, but true story, I have fallen asleep a couple times in movies. I'm just saying they were that boring. Or that I was that tired. Maybe it was just because I was tired.
Maybe it was a bad movie.
Could have been both.
I love movies as much as
young.
I love reading. I just don't do it as often. But yeah. So you also have, we're going to just change the subject real quick.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I mean, I like to talk about these things because a lot of people that watch the YouTubers always see this is what sold and this is what I found and I made $1,000 an hour and I have 10 Lamborghinis and you could become rich overnight and here's all the unrealistic shit about reselling and none of it's true. And we're all messed up. We all have something wrong with us. I have to tell you this. I really think to be an entrepreneur and your own boss and self-employed, you have to have some kind of neurodivergency.
Yep.
There's something about us that is different from other people.
Yeah.
That allows us to be self-driven and self-motivated and do this from home and be secluded and not be around people. We're neurodivergent in some way, all of us. There's something wrong with us.
Yeah.
So I love getting people on here and talking about this stuff because you guys, all resellers, I have insomnia, anxiety, OCD. Crissy, would you like to tell us all your problems?
No, thank you.
How long
as I snort.
But we're all suffering from stuff. Like you have fibromyalgia too, right?
I do. Yeah. I have an autoimmune disorder. I have fibromyalgia. I've just got tons of medical issues and it's craziness. So yeah, that's super fun for me.
Yeah, I have autoimmune too. And lots of other stuff. So we all have these things happening. And like, if you saw my show with my friend Jennifer, she has a special needs daughter and she has fibromyalgia. Like we all are dealing with these things. Like right now, if I were to be honest with you, my back pain's at a 9.
Oof.
I'm just powering through it. This is my job. When I get off of here, I'm going to go lay on my heating pad for about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to go shove spaghetti in my face because it'll make me feel better.
Yep. Shove it in. Shove it in. Oh.
I got leftover spaghetti and meatballs. But
sounds good.
Like, you could, but you shouldn't. You should not lie on the floor, writhing and screaming in agony all day.
Agreed.
So even
Totally
if your pain level is at a 9 or your anxiety is at a 10 or your insomnia is so bad that you've had 2 hours of sleep, you've got to find a way to power through.
Agreed. Yep.
Can you take breaks when you need them? Can you go lay down and take a nap, lay on your heating pad, take a day off? Sure. But you can't spend your whole, if I was to literally act how I feel, I think I would just lay in bed and cry all day, every day.
Yep. Yeah. And I've done that. I've actually done that. Like not all day, but I have had days. I actually have done that. I have actually had a day here and there where I've been like, I don't even want to look at anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. And I've said that, but my friends have said, you are allowed to have today. We're still going to talk to you and I'm still going to text you. I'm still going to check on you because I love you, but you're only allowed today because that's it. we're going to give you today, because tomorrow you're going to get up, you're going to get dressed, and you're going to get back to work, because you're only allowed one day to be like this. No self-loathing, no more of this. And they are, oh, you got Scott's in here.
Hey, thank you so much. You don't feed a hungry hippo.
Yay!
That's how I feel. Well, see, I would have said that too, but I'm already in trouble. If Keith has ever found it and they check my histories on what I watch and what I Google and what I read, and I'm never going to have an alibi because I'm a hermit. Where were you? At home reading a book?
Reading a book?
I'm going to jail. Me and Keith talk about that all the time because we are so reclusive.
Oh,
and we're hermits. And I'm like, if either one of us ends up dead, we're effed, man, because what was your alibi? I was playing Final Fantasy. That's what. No, you weren't. You killed her.
Just look at all the true crime.
My allergies are bad.
Oh, that's okay. So Wednesday, I had I was feeling like crap, just feeling icky, right? I had my whatnot, and I sounded just horrible, very stuffy. So Tuesday we had art, so I came home and I crashed, went to sleep right after art. Wednesday did my whatnot, crashed after that. Thursday I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm going to the doctor. He's going to give me some meds. Doctor's like, I mean, it's just a virus. You're going to feel fine in a couple days. I'm like, give me something. He didn't.
Even if it's not legal,
he didn't listen to me. He didn't give me anything. And I'm like,
go drink some wine. You'll feel better.
Fine. Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, where's my mimosa? And so I came home, did my thing, whatever. And I'm like, he didn't give me anything. So, of course, this morning I wake up and I'm like, I'm starting to feel better. I'm like, stupid doctors. Dang it. Dumb doctors.
That's funny because I'm going to tell you real quick, side note about my insomnia, because you guys care so much about it. It's a weird thing. It's changing. So it used to be I could not get to sleep to save my life. I would have to read until 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I would sleep till 8 o'clock whenever I get up, whatever, and be fine. But now, and this has only been like probably just this year, I can get to sleep. I can lay down around 11 or midnight, and I'm out. My butt's up at 3 in the morning, and that's it. I'm up for the day. Yeah. So now it's switched where, well, first it was 6, then it was 5, then it was 4. Like it was just gradually. It's like that book, the book Insomnia by Stephen King. If you've ever read it, the guy in that book like gradually gets up earlier every day until he's actually crazy and seeing things. It's a great book. It's called Insomnia. It's by Stephen King. It's one of my favorites. But it's like gradually I'm getting up earlier every day. So Wednesday morning at 3, I woke up and I could not get back to sleep. And I had been up since 4 o'clock Tuesday morning and only had like a couple hours of sleep.
Oh, good grief.
Wow. You know, I got up, I did my shipping, I did my cross posting, I did the minimalist, everything I have to do in a day, ate lunch, I went to bed and took a nap. I laid on my heating pad.
Okay.
I was out. I like to think it's more like any minute now I'm going to start seeing things, and the death doctor is like in the book.
Keith is going to be like, oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
It's just doing this weird thing. And it'll probably switch back because sometimes in my life it does switch, like how I have insomnia.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to not be able to nap, but now I can go lay down on the couch in the middle of the day. It has to be the couch. I can't go to bed.
Nope.
If I lay on the couch with my blankie.
My blankie? Yes, I have my blankie too.
And my couch faces like the glass wall in our living room, and I can see all the wildlife I feed out there.
Oh, very nice.
I just kind of watch the birds and the squirrels and then kind of drift off. I can take a nap.
Oh, very cool.
But it has to be on the couch. I can't be like going to bed in the middle of the day.
No. The bed is safe.
I did. I laid on my heating pad and passed out.
Yeah. The bed for me is when I have, like, my migraine is at a 10 or above. Like, that's when I go to my room. That's when everybody has to just go away. I don't even touch the phone. Like that's when if my migraines are that bad, I'm like, just put me out in traffic.
Mhm.
Like that's how, but that's when I go to bed that's when it's bad. But usually I usually am on the couch too. I'm like nap time. Yeah. I'm trying my best.
We have blackout curtains, even on the glass wall in the living room. There's blackout curtains just in case.
Wow.
Because he gets migraines too, and he's very light sensitive.
Okay.
So even if it's not a 10 and he can like get up and function and get on the laptop and list, he can't have any sunlight.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we can make this house pitch black if we need to for him.
Wow. That's crazy. That's wild.
Hi, thanks for stopping by. And I'm glad you have packages. That means you made money.
Yeah, you did. Get it,
girl. All right. So we talked about how you became a reseller, what you sell, where you sell, your charity, your son, dealing with disabilities and being a reseller.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really the things I really wanted to touch on with having you on here. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you have a goal every day for how much you list?
Not every day. So I have a goal this month. So I did try the goal every day, and I was setting myself up for failure because of how I was feeling. Because, I would be like, I'm going to do 20 a day. And then if I was feeling icky that day and I only did 5, then I'm like, great. Now the next day I have to build more. And it would just kind of, I felt like I had to do more and more and more. And so I just felt like that was like not my jam. And so I ended up doing just like, how much am I going to do that month? So I just said, okay, I'm going to do this a month. So I'm now doing like how much I want to list a month. And then that way I can just say, okay, I'm going to do X amount a month. And if I end up doing like 30 a day or 5 a day or 1, then I've done something. So, yeah.
Yep. Do you do like an amount of listings or amount of money?
Listings.
Okay. Me too.
Yeah.
Like my goal is always because I have poop and I have, in the same day I could list an $80 pair of mother jeans and a $6 little keychain plushie. Yep. Right?
Exactly. So. Well, and right now I have a mix of dollhouse items. So I made my first investment. Like, I mean, all my stuff all my things are investments, right? But like, I had like an opportunity to do something I've never done before, which is dollhouse furniture. And I had a friend of mine, her grandmother passed away a while back. And she's like, do you want this dollhouse furniture? Because I can't sell it. And I'm like, sure. Like, let me take a picture. So she sent me a picture and she had 3 big bins. And so I made her an offer and she took the offer. And I'm like, what did I do? What am I going to do?
Well, miniatures are really hot right now.
But right. But I'm like, what am I going to do with all these now? I'm like, crap, what am I going to do now? So now I have to do it, right? So now I'm like, okay, so I got them all out and I looked at all of them to kind of see what I had. I counted them all because I have a little OCD, right? I only have a little bit. So I counted every single piece that I had. I put them all in my worksheet. And then I put them all back because I don't have enough room in my house to keep everything out all the time. So I kept out the things that I can take a picture of now. So I took out just those items like the rugs, the blankets, and the beds, things that I can have.
So cute. I love miniatures.
Oh my gosh.
So cute.
Oh my gosh. So I kept out those things. And there's a lot of them. Trust me, I've got 6 beds. I had to throw away a couple of them because they were a little broken or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so those things I'm taking pictures of and listing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many. And it's like, you think that you're almost done. I'm like, I thought that I was almost done. Like, oh my gosh.
You're not.
So I mean, it's just pictures and pictures, and my phone gets overheated, right? So your phone gets overheated, and all these little things that you don't think about as a reseller, I guess, or when you start out, you don't think your phone's going to overheat. You're going
to get hungry.
You're going to get hungry. Your phone doesn't charge. Like if you don't have your battery with you, or if you're not doing it plugged in, but it still overheats, So it's like all these things you have to take a break with. And so even if you're on a roll, things don't always happen like that. And I've got my son. So I'm like, I've got to keep him on track. And I'm like, did you do your art today? Did you do this? Don't forget you have laundry to do. Don't forget we have to do this. We're going here. We're doing that, keeping him on schedule. So my day is also, just about me. The universe just isn't just here, so it has to be all of it. So yeah, did that answer your question? It was a very long answer.
Yeah, but no, I'm really excited about your dollhouse furniture. If you guys have miniatures, get them listed. Someone brought up at a listing party, a List Perfectly listing party the other day, why are my miniatures selling? And I'm like, because you haven't heard? Like, miniatures are really all the rage right now. So there's actually like a company on Amazon that sells all different kinds of miniatures. And you all want to see what nerds like me are doing?
Yes, I do.
So this is my next craft. I do a crafting listing party like every Wednesday. I'm all like totally, guys. So every Wednesday I do a crafting party. I'm working on my diamond dot painting. It's that orange thing back there.
What is it?
I'll show you.
Okay.
And look at my pajama pants.
Woohoo! Pajama pants.
Oh my goodness. So it is.
Ooh, hang on, Star. Wait. Hold on. I got to go get my plug. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Okay. I'll just hold this here and you guys can look. Let's see if we can get the plastic down.
My genius self forgot that I needed a plug. Ooh, what is that?
It's a diamond dot painting.
Oh my God. So cool.
You put the little dots, they're color coded. You ever seen these?
I have seen those.
Right. Okay, so when they're new, it's just
cool
open space, and you put the dots on.
Oh, neato. Wow. How long has that taken you so far?
This one I've been working on since 2021, but there's a whole story in Florida happening.
Oh, okay.
But it's Michael, it's Jason, and it's Freddie.
Yeah.
And the couple that I have actually finished before, I framed.
Cool.
I Mod Podge and frame, and they're downstairs, and we actually hang them up. So I have to finish them, and I have to. So I work on that on Wednesdays. But when I'm done with that, you guys, oh my goodness, I'm making mini books. I'm making mini books.
Do you know I have a? Oh, dadgummit, my.
No, everyone always says, "Do you know I have many books?" And those aren't the ones I want. I want to make my own of the books I've actually read.
Oh, how fun!
So there are many books that you can buy like this for the dollhouse.
Yeah,
but I'm going to actually print out the little tiny wee little covers of books I've actually read, and you paste them onto these little pieces of foam.
Yes.
And then you guys, some people.
I have the wooden pieces that are blank.
Some people take and make Christmas ornaments out of their favorite reads every year.
That is so cool.
Is it? But what I'm going to do.
Oh, I love that.
So buy a haunted dollhouse and turn the whole thing into one giant haunted library.
You're not going to make one and just spray paint it?
No, because they have the haunted ones already there. I'm not that much of a crafter.
Okay. I got you. No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
I'm going to get like the haunted dollhouses and then just make the whole thing. I'm going to get the little bookshelves and make all my so I'll have like a Stephen King room, and they'll just be like the mini books.
It.
All my favorite. And I've already found miniature hamsters.
Oh my gosh. Well, I will send you, as I'm working, I'll send you pictures of what I have so you can see if I have anything you want.
Okay, cool. Great. Because, I'm going to build a whole haunted library of all my favorite books. And then I'm going to put little miniature hamsters.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I have all kinds of stuff. So I've got a velvet green, 3, so it's got like the couch. It's not a couch, but like the couch and the 2 armchairs. So I'm listing that one. And then I've got grandfather clocks. I've got a piano that plays. I've got brass items. I've got like white wire. They're not wire. They're wire, metal items like from baby carriages. It looks really creepy. all kinds of neat stuff. I just got like all kinds of really interesting things. Like it's
That's
very cool. And I've had the help from like Christy right here, Crissy. So she helped me, you know, kind of put some items, you know, ideas together. And then Mary, the merchants, she helped me put some stuff together. And I was like, okay, what do I do with this? And then paper dolls. I have paper dolls. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do with this? Do I put it together or do I put it separate? It's very fun.
So yeah, dioramas are really big too. So in my I'm in a couple of book groups on Facebook, and they all make these little miniature books. It's like all the rage, and they make shadow boxes out of them. They put them in doll houses. They do all these things. But then I joined this miniature group on Facebook just to kind of get myself acclimated before I take on this project. And there are people, oh my gosh, they take empty like Tide or other laundry detergent. They cut the front out, clean that out, and they build little mini. You guys have to find one.
Oh my gosh.
Mini laundry room in what would you call it? Like a laundry container. I could probably find it faster if I went on to my Facebook group, then I'd still have to dig and dig and dig and dig. So we're gonna try to see what we can do.
Still, how cool is that though? That and it's what's neat about that though, honestly, Star, is how creative that you can get with making these things. Look at that. That's crazy cool.
So there's like this whole like thread in this group where people are just making these.
That's crazy.
They're cute, but
I mean,
when, like in my
amazing.
book groups, okay, go figure. I'm in horror books and psychological thriller. Those people are making haunted versions and haunted books and haunted houses, and they're just they're just like really in right now. Whether
I
you
love
like
that.
dioramas, the miniatures. There's people making little kitchens. They're really, really like all the rage right now, and all the crafters are doing it.
I'm loving the creativity of it.
If you have those things, get them listed.
I do. Okay.
I've been working on the latest dot painting for 3 years, so you may see my haunted library in about 2029.
But if we see it a little bit at a time, it would be awesome. Even if you post a little bit here and there, it's awesome. Yeah. But I mean, it's really interesting to see like just how much I have. And I mean, I counted 420 items, pieces, like, you know what I mean? Pieces individual, but I'll put them together. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have the bed, so I have the bed, the bedding. So all those go together. And then, you know, like the pieces I'll show you here. I'll show you. I
have to see.
Because when I Google image these, nothing came up. There was nothing like this on Google that I saw.
So you could make up your own prices.
I did, and it was really fun. So
I'm
for
excited.
example, like,
I think miniatures are too cute. You guys think I go crazy over Build-A-Bear clothes? Anything small drives me. Oh my goodness!
See, but it looks like cake. So like when you Google it, cake comes up.
That's like an old princess bed.
Yeah, and it's styrofoam.
Oh
there's
my god!
Styrofoam in there, and then there's another one. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, you should list those, Jay. Everybody loves miniatures right now. Yeah. Oh, look at that one.
This one. So I have lots of these, and they're all listed. And see, they're styrofoam. See? Yeah, they're so cute. Oh, and then I have the beddings. I have like one of these. I have a more set of these, or a bedding set like this, the living room set. So they're super cute. And it has like the little footstep ones with footstools. So yeah, I mean, and little pillows.
Oh my goodness!
I'll stop now.
Tiny things are cute.
But yeah, I have those. Oh, here's the one that I was going to show you. That one.
Oh my gosh! I would absolutely have died if I got one of those. That is so cool.
Yeah,
that's like one of those old chase laundries.
Yeah, and then it has the little armchairs. That's the one I was telling you about, velvet one. So it's satin. It's not velvet. Yeah. But those were that one was easy to find. But the beds, I was like, why is Google picking it up as a cake? And it makes sense because it looks like a cake.
It does look like a wedding cake or something.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand. But hey, I can make up my own price. And so I did. And I was like, bam, 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 sell similar, sell similar, sell similar. Done.
Yep. So you're having absolute fun?
And now I am, now that I know. But it's how like Google likes the white background.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do a white background with all of those because the white doesn't make it pop. I need a black background.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I try to do black background on the photo, what is it? Photo room.
Yeah.
It adds stuff to the back. So it makes it look like a coffin. So I can't do that. So I have a photo box and it's black. I've got the black, so it makes it look good. But the bed's angled and they pop out. So I'm like, okay. So I was a little creative with just adding, some of the black pictures in with the white. You know what I mean? So I just did it that way because I'm like, you know what? I think it needs to be both. So I just added both. So
it sounds like so much fun.
It's good. Yeah. It's been good so far.
When I got my box of Build-A-Bear clothes from Jay, she wanted to get rid of all these Build-A-Bear clothes. She had a huge box. I bought a whole bunch from her.
Oh, wow.
That was like the funnest day of my life. It was like, it was Thanksgiving, but Keith's grandmother had COVID. She was sick. Everybody was sick. So we didn't go anywhere for Thanksgiving. So we just stayed home. So I watched that, the Melissa McCarthy movie where she's a genie and comes in and grants the guy all the wishes.
Melissa McCarthy, where she's a genie?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to look this up.
Melissa McCarthy.
IMDb. It just came out last year. It was like a Christmassy movie.
Thought I'd seen all Melissa McCarthy movies where she's a genie.
And this guy was like, not being a good father and husband, and it's called Genie.
I haven't seen it.
Here, I think it's on Peacock.
Oh, okay. That might be why. Okay.
I have Peacock because on Black Friday they had you could pay $20 on Black Friday and have it for the whole year.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they have Dateline and a lot of true crime I like. So I watched that, and I was just watching that movie, and then I watched a couple other Christmassy movies because it was Thanksgiving. Yeah. And I was just like going through the clothes and building little outfits. It was like I was having a party by myself in my office. It was the best.
I would have had fun with that too. Yeah. That's awesome.
Hi, thank you for stopping in. Have a good weekend. I appreciate it. You guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I got a couple more questions for Crissy. But while we wrap it up, if you don't currently use List Perfectly and you would like to try it free for 1 month, I'm giving away a month. Type in #FreeLP.
Woohoo.
You just have to not be using it currently. So you have to I shouldn't say you should have never used it. If you ever used it and you're not using it now, or you don't use it, never use it. If you're not a current user, you can win a free month, and you can even try out the new Pro Plus, which now has auto delisting and Poshmark sharing.
Ooh, that's pretty awesome.
So that just dropped today. I haven't even had a chance to play around with it. I just saw it before we went live, so I'll play around with it tomorrow. Oh my gosh, Jay, it was the best time of my life. It's so stupid, but a box of dumb doll clothes and bear clothes made me so happy.
Not at all. When you get something you're really excited about and you can't wait. I mean, when I got those home, it was after social skills. Okay, first of all, we were at a bar. Okay, so bar is loud, right? So you've got tons of people. You've got other people there. You've got your kids. Valentine's Day exchange. So you've got lots of social, lots of people, lots of loud. Okay, and then you get this dollhouse furniture, and I'm like, can't wait to get home. I can't wait to get home. I'm calling Mary. I'm calling Christy. We're talking. I call them both, and I'm like, the whole way home. Can't wait to get home. And I'm like, I mean, I'm 25 minutes from home, and I'm like, and of course I'm not speeding or anything, but boy, oh boy, I'm excited. I get it. Like I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't open all of them that night, but boy, yeah, I get the excitement.
Yeah, I mean, I had this whole office. I had every surface because I would lay out a shirt and the shorts, and I was making outfits, and the best time of my life. Yeah. All right, so I asked you about how many you do a day, and then you kind of gave the long explanation. So you might have already answered my next question. Because your life is different, because you have disabilities and you have your son and everything. Yeah. Your work day might not look like someone like me. I'm an empty nester.
Yeah.
So I can focus on my work all day and power through my pain if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have someone else relying on me anymore.
Yeah.
Which we talked about this before we came live. Yeah, it's sad and I miss it, but not really. Like they're grown. Bye.
Yeah. And that's okay.
It's just different. So do you have like a routine or certain things you do or certain time of day you work, or is it just all around your son?
No, so it's not all around him. Tuesdays are art. We always do art, and then Thursday evenings. So there's only a couple days during the week, and then probably once a month we do something with ASGO. So there's just a few days that are just around him. But I tend to have like my mornings a certain time. I tend to make sure that I'm up at a certain time every day. To get like certain things done, like pictures or listings. But I have a list every day that I a checklist for myself, and it varies. So sometimes it's pictures in the morning, and then listings, or what is it? I don't want to say tax work, but like accounting. Thank you. I'm like, I was doing accounting,
doing your books.
Yeah, doing my books. These are doing my books. So I do a checklist every day, of trying things, of doing things. And then, of course, I have my whatnots twice a week, and then once in the evening, twice a month. So yeah, I do. I try to keep a schedule, but then I also have, I have to work in my naps, or if that checklist doesn't get done, then it just doesn't get done, because sometimes it just falls by the wayside, But I had to recently close down my store, meaning that I had like 700 items, and I had to shut it all back down to 250 because I had made a couple of errors. So I decided to just do a full reset in April. And I'm like, anything that I hadn't touched in the past in this year, like physically touched in my inventory, because I was doing re-inventorying things, I decided to just take all out and just start over. So I'm restarting my store. So yep. So I'm like, this is kind of like a brand new ish start, because I was making a couple of mistakes that I was like, okay, we gotta start over, try it again, make sure it happens right this time. So yeah, it'd be different this time, be a little bit better, be better.
I've done it by categories before. Like our multi-quantity remotes sometimes get messed up with the cross posting. It'll sell on Macari and it just gets ended. There were still 3 more, right? So they get messed up. So I, in January, ended all our remotes. And then with List Perfectly, though, it was easy because they were still in their catalog. So I could just type in the model number. And if I had it physically in my hand, I knew I could make a note on the List Perfectly that I had it. And so when I went through them all, I could see which ones were ready to go and just push them back out. But there were a lot of mistakes. And it happens with multi-quant things, but I'm a perfectionist. I'm doing an inventory audit on my Plush right now, and a lot of them I'm ending and putting back in just because I want to.
Yeah.
I didn't like the pictures. I didn't like something. It's old. I want to move it to a different bin. I want to change the SKU line. So I get it. We have 3,500 active listings. We're trying to get to 5.
Wow.
That's our goal this year. Yeah.
Yay.
So, but I get it. If you don't catch your mistakes when you're small, you're going to pay for it when you're big.
Yep.
So this is why you should do inventory audits at least twice a year.
Yes. And and that's the thing. I had, the 2 mistakes, the first 2 mistakes I caught, and that was fine. But the last mistake, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. We got to just nip it in the bud. And I did kind of go down a rabbit hole, and thankfully, again, called my friends, and they talked me off the ledge, and did the whole self-deprecating, I'm not very good, and I know I am. I'm a great reseller. I'm good at what I do. I'm awesome at what I do, and I know that. But in that moment,
but you're a human being.
Exactly. And it's okay to feel that way every once in a while, but you got to pick yourself up and be like, girl, what are you doing? Come on.
We all make mistakes. And I always tell people, like, when I make a mistake, I admit it and I like to say this because I, unfortunately, am still human. I still have not been rescued by a vampire. My vampire is not coming to sweep me off my feet on his dark horse, right? Aliens haven't taken me away yet. Nothing's happened.
Yeah.
I'm still a human.
Exactly.
And humans are not perfect. We're just not.
No.
We're just not.
No.
So no, I get it. I don't think I would want to end my whole store, but I would do categories for sure.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, you know, having, and I keep saying this, going back to my friends about this, because it's super helpful to have you guys, like, and I'm looking at you, but like looking at you because, you know, looking at my friends that have helped me through, and YouTube, right? So like understanding like the categories and how to put things in inventory and doing all these things differently, it really has helped. And so now I have a different way to categorize my clothing and my toys and my home goods. So now I'm doing it a bit differently than I had when I started. And so that's a big shift for me, which is really going to make a big difference, I think, in my sales and in my store. And I'm donating a lot more stuff too, because I'm like, I just don't, there are things in here that are just clogging it up that I'm like, you know what? I think a school might be better off with this.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure. I've got a lot of stuff that we're marking down on a 50% off sale this year.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it'll all just sell.
Yeah.
I'm still listing them at like, okay, Miss Me jeans, for example, I'm still listing at $40, but I'm marking them down. So they're actually up for 30 because I do 10 shipping. So if somebody can get a pair of Miss Me jeans for $15,
man,
right? But I'm not participating in that problem or that race to the bottom because mine are still at market value.
Right.
It's just a 50% off sale.
Right. Exactly.
So everybody wins. And I'm really excited about tax time because I'm telling Keith, like a lot of the stuff I'm putting 50% off are things like that we just had for a couple of years I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
But maybe someone will buy 2 or 3 pairs of jeans with their tax return money because they're half off.
Exactly. Exactly.
You got to do what you got to do to get rid of your stuff.
Right.
Sale items only drag you down. But you got to do it in a way that works for you, whether you do what she did, mark it down. There's all different kinds of ways to do it. And this goes back to what we were saying earlier. Whatever works for you is working for you.
Right.
I don't pay your bills, so you do what you need to do.
Right. Agreed. 100%.
Y'all don't pay my bills. So if I want to sit here and sell poop, I will sell poop.
That's right.
I love my poops. Love my poop. Okay, I got a few more questions for you before I let you go. You know what's coming if you've ever seen a live show.
Yes.
How do you feel when people say that we are sleazy and that we steal from the poor?
Love it. Bring it on. Bring it on. We are not sleazy. We don't steal from the poor. I give to the poor. I'm all the time giving out food and money. Let's go. No. Kick rocks.
Yeah, you know, I don't think people are even aware that you can set up your eBay store to give to charity.
They're not. Yeah. And you can give it to any charity you want. Yep.
And they're doing a thing right now where they are consignment chats on Instagram. Look them up. I'm sure everybody knows what consignment chats is, but look up their Instagram because they're doing a thing right now, a free webinar to show you how to set up charities on your eBay. And they're doing a special thing for Diane Lassan's charity.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I ask everyone that comes on here, everyone's different. Some people are like, Crissy, and they're like, bring it on. And some people are like, it hurts my feels. Listen, people are just salty and jealous that we work for ourselves in our pajamas. They wish they could do what we do.
Well, and they say, they're like, you can't sell. Nobody wants this. And I'm like, well, then don't insert your opinion. I don't care if you don't want this. If you don't want this, then don't buy it. I don't care.
Rachel sells broken crayons.
Right. Right.
Don't buy it if you don't want it.
Right. There's a buyer for everything. Everybody.
Yes, everything will sell.
Yes. Eventually.
Work-life balance. I always talk about that on this channel. It's so super important for your mental health. But not just you. Like if you're burned out on work, you're a miserable hag to your family. You've got to keep yourself healthy and happy.
Yeah.
So what do you do for fun in your downtime?
You know what? I absolutely love what I do. I just do this in general, but for my downtime, my husband and I will go on a date. We like dating. So we'll go on a date once a month. And then we go see our friends or we'll hang out with our friends. I enjoy watching raunchy TV. So like the Real Housewives of fill in the blank. I like mindless TV. So like I like that kind of, those kinds of shows. I just, I enjoy just spending time with friends, honestly, and watching TV and playing I have a game that I play on my phone. So just, sometimes I just veg out,
What game do you play on your phone?
It's The Simpsons.
Oh, that's fun.
I've had it on here for 100 years and I'm like, it's so dumb, but I love it. It's just,
no, that's fun. I used to play a Marvel game on here with Keith. I mean, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's dumb as long as you're enjoying it and you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, it's like a silly thing, but I think, like you said, and going out, and we have Sunday dinners every Sunday with our family. Mm-hmm. So we go over to the in-laws and we spend our family Sundays dinners over there every week.
We do family dinners every Sunday at Keith's grandparents' house.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to it every week.
Yep.
She's wheelchair bound now, and she has I always forget whether it's MS or MD.
Okay. Yeah, my mother-in-law has MS.
Yeah, but she's now in a wheelchair, and so she doesn't really cook anymore, and she hates to put me out, even though I love to cook. That's one of my stress relievers.
Man, that's awesome.
I love to cook. But so we order out a lot of times. So she'll call Saturday night and it's this big deal of what do we want to eat tomorrow? What are we going to get? And if it's, something me and Keith can pick up and bring over like KFC or whatever. Mm-hmm. I haven't had KFC in a while. But I really look forward to it. It's like, we know it's going to happen. It's a standing date. It's a family dinner. Everyone's going to be there.
Yep.
You get it.
Exactly.
It's time to unwind, unplug from the phones and just visit.
Yeah.
That's what she calls it. We visit. And we put on Family Feud and like we try to guess the answers.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, I love that.
It's a good time. So, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, we will be cleaning, doing laundry, straightening up, and then Sunday. Actually, Sunday we have because Bradley raised over $1,500 for his fundraiser. We get to go see Moana. It's like a live action Moana thing. So it's at a place called the Abbey downtown Orlando. And it's like an interactive thing. So we get to meet and greet the Moana people. I don't want to say people, but the actors in Moana. Yeah. And then we get to watch the movie and we're going to probably do lunch after with some other people from the Autism Society. So anybody that raised over a certain amount, I think it was like $500, but like, we get like the front row and then other people get in the back. So it's kind of cool. We get like preferential seating.
That's so cool. I love Disney.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. So we could have gone to the Solar Bears, which is a hockey team here, but he was like not into that. And I'm like, we could have gone to the suite. He's like, no, that's okay. I'm good.
Let's go see Moana.
Let's go see Moana. I'm like, and then of course Sunday dinner for Sunday. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
All right. So before I let you go, before I let all of these wonderful people go, let me thank everyone for stopping in today. Yes. If you watched us live, we've been on for about an hour and a half. And so I really want to thank you. I know I say this every Friday, but I really, truly mean it. In our business, time is money, and we all have families and we all have things going on. So the fact that people take an actual hour and a half out to hang out and watch me talk to somebody, that is so awesome, and I really appreciate you guys. And if you're watching the replay, even if you just have me on in the background and you're listening to me and Crissy while you're steaming or taking photos, I appreciate you. I really do. An hour and a half is a lot of time to spend with me.
That's awesome. It went by really fast.
Yeah, but thank you so much. You do help pay our bills because I get ad revenue, so thanks, guys. And Crissy, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it as well. It was a good time and it went by really fast. I thought for sure, I'm like, this is an hour and a half. Holy smokes. Like, Wait a minute. I'm sure we have more to talk about.
We probably do, which is why I had that idea of having everyone back and doing the panels.
Awesome.
Do you have any last words of wisdom for the people?
No, sure. Just go out and have a good time and enjoy what you do. And, just keep watching Star for some awesome advice and some fun videos, because you are funny and you have a lot of good humor in your videos. So just thank you so much. Thank you for all of the good advice and everything that you put out there. I like it. I enjoy it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I do try to be funny. I deal with everything in life, whether I'm sad or in pain or I'm happy. I got that dark humor going. What else was I going to say? Oh, thank you to Jay. I appreciate it. I always learn new things too. I love having people on here. I just love having all the different people, learning new things. Like we said, you're always learning. Nobody knows everything. And if you think you know everything, you need to get off your high horse, as my grandmother would have said. Get off your high horse.
Yep.
Get too big for your britches. All right, guys, go have a wonderful weekend. You know what I'm about to say, because I say it every week, but it's important here. Don't work all weekend, but don't fiddle fart around all weekend either. Find that work-life balance and take some time out for yourself, your friends, your family, and your pets, who are probably the most important, because the animals are number one. Do something with your animals this weekend. I challenge you to take a half an hour out. And if you don't have pets, go find somebody to hug. Love somebody this weekend.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.